Yeah. All right, what's up, y'all? Hey, look, I'm excited for week 2 of my circle, specifically as we dive into small group because, like you see on Planning Center, we have a different small group lined up for Wednesday night. So here's what it's going to look like. It's a little bit different. We're not going to do formal small group questions. What we're going to do is we're actually going to do 2 activities. So you'll hear all about that in my message, but I want to help explain to you a little bit more in depth before you dive into small group what that looks like. So everyone's going to get a piece of paper that looks like this. It has 2 sides to it. It's both activities on one paper. So what you're going to do is you get it, and it actually looks like you'll start on this side, but I'm sorry, you're not. This is actually going to be the second activity. So the first one's actually going to be on the back. What we're going to do is we're going to write out our grace story. A lot of us have done this before. If you've gotten baptized at Creek, we do this, and so hopefully it shouldn't be too hard. But really, this is helping re-engage our quick snap conversation between asking the question of like why Jesus, and then being able to share for students. So you're going to help them walk through what life was like before Christ, when they met Christ, and after Christ. Hopefully for some of you, this is a great opportunity to help walk through some of those students who might say, I don't have a grace story yet. So hopefully Wednesday night you get that opportunity and they get to write their grace story for their very first time. Second, as we go into the next part of the activity, we're actually going to go ahead and identify in this My Circle chart a top 5. So language we use at Creek all the time. This is going to be super practical on helping them do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark out 5 activities. So have them look at their calendar. So if you watch my message, I'll use my message as an example. So the activity that I talk about is swim team, and then my buddy Levi. All right, so Levi was the person on my swim team that didn't know Jesus. Okay, and then you're going to identify someone in that activity that actually already is a follower of Christ, just to help identify like, hey, I'm not alone. And then you can bring them in on this conversation so you're not having to share alone. Maybe they can help pray or encourage, whatever that might be. It just depends on that scenario for that student. Encourage them. Look, if they don't have anybody that's a follower of Jesus, encourage them in that. Like, look, I know it's hard. That I don't want that to be a sticking point. Just help encourage them through that part. And then lastly, you're going to take a next step. So for me, I would have had, like I said, swim team, Levi, and my buddy Sam, who's a Christian. And then my next step would have been, hey, I'm just going to have an honest conversation with Levi. Levi was a great guy, super kind, but he didn't know Jesus. So I would have loved to have been able to engage with him in the understanding of like, hey, why are you so nice all the time? Like, why are you the way you are? And let's talk about why I feel like I'm nice, why I feel like I should be different, and hopefully understand the gospel that way. That would be my conversation with Levi. So that'd be my next step. And so hopefully at the end of the day, we'll be able to walk away. Like I said, we'll have a top 5. And so we have a top 5, a next step, and we know exactly what we're going to say to them by our grace story. So I hope it's a great night for you guys, that you'd be able to identify people in their circle. And then ultimately, we're also going to be able to walk away. We're going to get some stickers out, look like that. Stuck it on my phone to remember to pray for my top 5 in my circle. So it's a resourceful night. Hope it's good for you guys. That conversation's good, and they end up having a great time. So love you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.